Some of the brightest engineers in the world are racing to make science fiction-esque flying taxis a reality. None are ready to fly you over Manhattan, but the more optimistic companies say they're getting very close. While we wait to take our first sky shuttle, we're taking a look at the companies tussling for a piece of this burgeoning segment. Well guys, in today's video, we will be showing you latest flying Aero Mobiles in the world. Without further ado, let's begin. Aero Mobile's prototype. Slovakia-based Aero Mobile remains committed to releasing a functioning flying car it calls a supercar with superpowers. It's on its fourth prototype, so you know it's not joking. The company has plenty of concept art to show the car in its final form. It's one of the more notable hybrid models in the works, and we're not talking about a gasoline-electric powertrain. Unlike true VTOLs, hybrid flying cars are designed to take off from a runway, like a plane, but also have the ability to morph into a car-like vehicle to drive on the road. This system requires retractable wheels and wings, along with a very efficient drivetrain. Aero Mobile is funneling time and money into the development of an electric powertrain. It's notably joined forces with organizations like Starburst, an aerospace accelerator, to help it reach its goals. Airbus Vahana. Project Vahana from Airbus seeks to create an electric VTOL aircraft that is entirely self-piloted. There are a lot of advantages to the self-piloting model. It can save costs when it comes to hiring and training pilots, who typically expect a higher salary than a taxi driver, and software engineers already have plenty of experience creating autopilot systems for larger planes that can be applied to these VTOLs. It's also an ideal way to run a taxi service, since the vehicle automatically returns to the center for maintenance or take a different route based on current orders. In early 2018, the Vahana prototype had its first successful full-scale flight test. It wasn't much. The 20-foot aircraft simply rose 16 feet into the air and stayed there for 53 seconds. However, it did this entirely with the autopilot technology. Airbus has flown about 50 test flights since, and it said it was on track for a 2020 debut, but its plans might have changed. We're still waiting for an update on this project. Kitty Hawk's flying prototype. We were looking forward to Kitty Hawk's flyer, and CEO Sebastian Thrun said it was as easy to use as playing Minecraft, but the project was axed in June 2020 because the company learned what it needed from it. The company is now focusing on a larger, winged aircraft named Heaviside with a 100-mile range and a 180-mile-per-hour top speed. It will be able to fly over cities, according to TechCrunch, but there's no telling when we'll see it in action. Volocopter 2X. The Volocopter 2X's design is amphibious, and it looks really cool. Developed in Germany, it features 18 battery-powered rotors controlled via a single joystick. We'd say that the whole thing isn't very practical, but the firm made a full-size test model and ran it across the stage at CES 2018, thanks to a little sponsorship by Intel. The 2X can carry 2 passengers. It has a flight time of 30 minutes and a range of 17 miles between charge centers. Intel's work on the project includes complex tech such as 4 independent sensor units to control positioning, 9 different electric battery packs with built-in redundancies, and even a parachute stowed on top of the vehicle in case something goes wrong. It's no wonder Volocopter is Dubai's latest pick for its upcoming air taxi fleet. Volocopter showed off the 2X by taking it on a 2-minute flight above Singapore in October 2019. Moog SureFly. The SureFly is a robust VTOL aimed at commercial operations and consumers looking for a durable, self-controlled flying experience. It was developed by Workhorse, but the company sold its aviation division for $4 million in November 2019 after multi-million-dollar losses. Digital Trends understands that SureFly's development continues. The aircraft has 8 propellers and a top speed of 75 miles per hour. Unlike other VTOLs, it operates on gasoline, and a battery pack will provide an extra 10 minutes of flying time if necessary. The initial version will be able to carry about 400 pounds of cargo, although a more heavy-duty version capable of carrying up to 650 pounds is currently in development. Both have captured the American military's attention. The SureFly needs to be easy to operate. Just 2 controls are in the aircraft, a joystick to control direction and a throttle control on the pilot's door. If you're enjoying the video, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos just like this. Opener Blackfly. Coming from Canadian firm Opener, the Blackfly is a highly distinctive VTOL that combines personal piloting with a wealth of automatic features, including auto-landing and automated return-to-home functions, thus enabling flight without the need for formal licensing, a popular trend, as you may have noticed. Despite the design, Blackfly flies via a familiar method. 8 drone-like rotors are positioned across 2 wings. Taking off, however, is a bit more unique, as the VTOL is made to rock back and forth to literally pick up momentum to launch upward. Specs allowed for a lengthy 40-mile range at 72 miles per hour, although regulations limit those numbers substantially for those who want to fly their own aerial vehicles. Terrafugia Transition. With retractable wings and wheels, the Transition is another hybrid model designed to be equally at home on the ground and in the skies. That's not the only way the Transition is a true hybrid model, however. It's powered by a gasoline-electric hybrid drivetrain that features a boost mode for an extra burst of speed when flying. In the past, the Transition was expected to eventually sell for $280,000, but these days, the company is refraining from providing a list price. It sounds a little bit like a pipe dream, but keep in mind that Terrafugia is now owned by Geely, a Chinese firm whose growing portfolio of brands includes Volvo, Lotus, Polestar, the London Taxi Company, a roughly 10% stake in Mercedes-Benz parent company Daimler, and half of the smart car brand. If anyone has pockets deep enough to build a flying car, it's Geely. Ehong 184. When the Ehong 184 first showed up at the CES, it seemed pretty impossible. A personal quadricopter VTOL that was fully automated, totally safe, completely comfortable, and powered via a basic touchscreen interface that anyone can use. Frankly, it all seemed like so much vaporware, with a bunch of claims that couldn't be substantiated. These days, Ehong is still making some pretty crazy claims. For example, it's hard to believe the company has tested its model more than 1,000 times in all the types of situations, including gale force winds with 500 pounds of extra weight, and so on. As they claim, the only test footage available is decidedly more pedestrian. After all, this sort of thing has happened before. However, other details give us reason to believe that some version of the Ehong 184 will go into operation. Ehong has specified that each taxi will have a command center that will automatically ground the flying car in poor weather conditions, and that the models are primarily designed to fly in basic U-shapes from one port to another, which sounds much more in line with what other prototypes are capable of. On the other hand, Ehong filed for bankruptcy in May 2018. It called the move strategic, and the company is still in operation. It filed a $100 million IPO in November 2019, but it doesn't exactly inspire confidence. Joby Aviation Air Taxi. After spending years working on a personal aircraft, Joby Aviation recently received a massive cash infusion from the likes of Toyota and Intel that provides $100 million to create an electric air taxi. In December 2020, Joby announced it's acquiring Uber Elevate, the ride-sharing giant flying taxi unit. Joby's VTOL aircraft has a range of 150 miles and a top speed of 200 miles per hour. 6 electric motors power the flying machine, which can seat up to 5 people. So guys, let me know down in the comments section below which one you like the most. For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video.